morning again.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our final game for today is going to be Ngee Ann Poly versus Singapore Polytechnic. But before we go into the game, do you want to mention the ad that you just saw, the Uniqlo Thank You Festival, ongoing all the way until 15th July, and it's their way of saying thank you for supporting them. And it's an event that is currently ongoing. Like I said, head down, or you can purchase something online. At least $80, they'll gift it in that nice little ceremonial Japanese. You probably know the name of this because you're weeb.
No, I don't.
Okay,
actually.
so you failed me. It's fine. Go and sit in the corner. It's like a ceremonial kind of wrapping cloth that I think that is used very traditionally in Japan. So that's one of the gifts that they will be kind of curating and giving you for showing and using to show their appreciation for all the customers that have stuck through them. Not only that, but stand a chance to win a spin to win kind of
Lucky
draw situation if you spend at least $80 in the store. So that's something that's going to be really fun, really cool. Once again, thank you to Uniqlo for also providing us with this very nice sports utility wear. Tomorrow I'll be wearing the formal wear as well, so you can catch both sides of Hungry Cars. The chill Saturday, rainy Saturday look, and the Sunday church look, I guess. I don't know how else I'm going to call it, but we're waiting for the players to go into the lobby. We're waiting for the players to ready up. Final game and final chance for you guys to win this very swanky KM300 keyboard courtesy of Lenovo. RGB backlit, very nice texture, very nice tactile feel, and also a good weight to it. I feel like whenever I use a keyboard, I want one that has weight because I'm an aggressive player. When I go I need the keyboard to stay still, right? I can't hit QWER if my keyboard is flying everywhere, and the KM300 definitely does that. So thank you again, Lenovo, and their brand Legion, for making this happen. It's been awesome so far. We're very happy and very thankful for all our sponsors for coming on board. Yep. Going to go into games soon. Thoughts so far? Final game: NP versus SP.
MP versus SP. Since they weren't here last week, I believe SP is given a chance to showcase what they truly can do against Ngee Ann Poly, which is, I believe, one of the top teams in the top 4.
I think they're second now, potentially third, because College Central already
Just won,
right? So they are 4-1 right now, and I believe Ngee Ann Poly is 3-1. So if they win this, they tie IT College Central for second place, and that is only good things, right? For them to kind of make a statement about them being in top 3. Whereas if they lose this, they will drop down to third, and Singapore Polytechnic will be tied with them, I believe, 3-2. So if they lose this, SP tie NP. If NP wins this, second place, no contest, no problem, right? So that is going to be what is at stake here for both these teams coming. Of course, like I mentioned, I used to be a SP student. I am a Singapore Polytechnic alumni. They still send me those emails, and I very quickly delete them. But I'm still rooting for them. So I'm hoping that SP wins this. And if you guys don't know how you can win this not laptop, the keyboard and mouse of my lap, all you have to do is vote in chat. Who do you think is going to win? # Legion. And, maybe the reason you can give, try to give a reason, please, because then I love reading them, right? Maybe you support SP because Hungry Cars used to be from SP. Or maybe you support MP because Hungry Cars used to be from SP and you want SP to lose, It could be anything. I'm okay with that. But remember to put the team # Legion. Our mods are in the chat. They'll be taking a look at that. And one lucky winner will be selected at the end of the day. We'll reach out to you to win this very swanky and very cool KM300 keyboard and mouse.
I honestly don't like the full-length keyboard, but it looks pretty sick. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I know some people are like, why do we even need the numpad at the side? We're not boomers. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like I like the numpad. I like the length of it. I like a very kind of a keyboard with presence. As weird as that sounds. Yeah.
The keypad, I believe, helps in some games. Like,
Yeah.
I believe GTA 5, when you want to fly without a controller, you use the numpad.
Really?
instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might laugh at me, but I've never played GTA on a PC.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I always play on console. Like I feel like all these kind of games, to be fully immersed, I need a gamepad. Yeah, I've never played it on keyboard and mouse, because keyboard and mouse traditionally for me is MOBA and FPS games only. Anything that's like open world, like say GTA or Witcher, I need a numpad. I need a gamepad rather. Yeah, like a controller essentially.
I see.
Yeah. The more you know. Waiting for the players to load in. Final game for today. We mentioned what is at stake, but we also failed to mention that, in Group B, we're back to Group A, by the way. In Group B, a lot of the teams have really shown that the group in itself is not as challenging, it's not as difficult as Group A. But Group A is a tough one. Right now, SIM undefeated, 5-0. We just saw IT College Central put on a very dominating performance, right? If you want to get out of Group A, you really need to show your best work.
It feels like Group A is a game of who can dominate who
Oh,
can get that early lead and then win the fights. Unless you're a team that can delay it long enough to the point where you win Elder Dragon and you defeat everyone in a good fight.
And even then also, it feels like a lot of the teams coming in don't necessarily play very well from behind, I'll be honest. They have some issues with just coming back into the game. And a lot of that stems from a lack of coordination, not understanding their compositions well, not understanding their timings. Like we talked about this, right? Kaplan in the previous game, even though they had the paranoia and all these wombo, combo ways to start fights, they never really used them at the same time. It was always very sloppy engages, and I think that's what separates the good teams from the great teams, right? The great teams like IT College Central earlier, they knew, hey, we have this massive lead with Kane and Echo. Let's just jump whoever shows up on screen. If they are within distance, let's just jump them and kill them, right? And that is how you close out these games. So we're looking for both teams to do that as we go into draft right now. Ladies and gentlemen, on your screen, Neon Polytechnic on the blue side and SP on the red side. Clearly my favorite team, clearly the better team, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this is the match to prove themselves really, whether they are really the better team against a very formidable opponent being NP.
Yeah, man.
First ban being Viego.
Gwen, maybe. Xin Zhao. I mean, those are going to be pretty much banned out non-stop, right? High priority, high value, very effective in the current meta. Silas is also one that has, kind of risen in ban popularity during Campus Legends so far.
Maybe if they want, they bring out the Rise just to play.
Into the Silas?
Who knows? It could be. It is a pretty interesting pick.
I think Rise into Silas is actually really good.
You give the Rise out over to Silas. Yeah. So wherever Rise goes, Silas will follow.
And the Silas can cancel the Rise out, steal his out, and then move forward. Did they not ban? Did they just choose to not ban? Can I get confirmation from someone? Did
they
SP
not ban?
choose to not ban?
Is SP trolling here? Are SP members not here? Question mark.
I mean, I could see a way or a universe where they just want to leave as many things open and not thin the pool. We'll find out in 10 seconds as we just got word that SP might have just opted to skip their first ban.
I think they might also skip the second.
Hello? Guys?
Are they?
Okay. We're out of here. I think someone might have disconnected. There's a clear indication someone disconnected. Okay?
Yep.
So back to the casters. Unfortunately, Leon I think was the first position. So as a top laner, all the banning responsibilities fall to you.
And then maybe he just went to the toilet.
Yeah, maybe he just went to the toilet, right?
He's like, okay, I don't think I will be the one who will be the banning, but I might just go to the toilet real quick, yeah?
Or he's on Facebook and he's like, oh, I'm supposed to ban. Oh no, I forgot. Yeah, maybe it happens, right? It happens to the best of us. Yeah, I remember playing this is again, I'm starting to sound like a boomer, but I used to play in not competitive, but qualifiers for competitive. So we actually we were on a different ban system back then. Yeah, so it was only 3 bans, not 5, right? And my captain, who was the top laner, forgot to ban 2. And we were like, you know what, let's just play this off as a strategy. And we actually won the match because that was the meta where, if I'm not wrong, everyone was playing assassins. Yeah, this was assassin meta. So your first 2 bans were usually assassins on both sides. And we were able to get some pretty good picks based on that. So I thought that was the strategy, but turns out I'm just a boomer who's out of touch. Alright, should be hopefully resetting and finding out what's going on. Our marshals are checking in with the players. Hopefully everything's okay. Final game of the day. Nick, how are you feeling?
Kind of. I want to bring out the energy this time,
Okay.
Maybe because those 2 I really didn't push anything out.
Yep.
Maybe this is the one I can push something out.
Oh, I feel like now I'm a therapist.
How do you feel?
Yeah. So tell me, how does that make you feel?
I don't really know,
Yeah, that's not a good answer. If we get into this, I'm gonna start charging you 1 hour $200, right? Tell me how you feel. How do your parents feel about that? therapy with Hungry Cast. Okay, we're back into the draft. No more therapy. The only therapy we'll be getting is League of Legends as we see the Viego banned out again this time. SP, hopefully they elect to ban something. No! Why you gotta do this, guys?
And I guess another bit of a technical difficulty, I believe, on SP side.
Yeah, bit of a technical difficulty again. You know what I love? Every time we exit a game, we get to see our observers friend list. And for the boomers out there, you guys might recognize his friend list because there's a team there called Nyan Zone. And our observer is none other than John Sol, the number 1 mid laner for Nyan Zone. I'm sorry. I'm not BMing. I'm sorry, John Sol. I just decided to make that point. Yeah. We're trying to figure out what's going on. And this is why I'm kind of like digressing a lot, right? So back to therapy.
No.
You want to bring your energy up? I think that's definitely a good way to go about it. Yeah, definitely more hype is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right? Also, since we are on the final game and we had that webinar earlier today, I want to ask you honest opinion. Thoughts about possibly going to Kaplan Murdoch. Are you considering it as an education, a further step in your education?
For me, I don't really look at to university as like a place where I want to go.
Oh.
In Singapore, it feels like you get a diploma, that's good enough. You go to a degree.
Hot take.
You go to a degree, it feels like, okay, I'm gonna waste I don't know how many 4 more years, and hopefully I get a job at the end.
But you could also get a diploma at Kaplan.
Oh wait, you
about
can?
that. Yes,
you can get a diploma at Kaplan.
There you go. You see, yeah.
So
and
that's a possibility.
what you should do is go check out the. Well, I think it's closed right now because it's like
it's
5:10,
5:12.
right? Yeah, it's 5:12. So the open house unfortunately
is over.
is
sad.
over, right? Unless they decide to extend it. But what you should do is reach out to one of their dedicated program managers to find out what program will suit you, Nick. That's probably your best course of action. Just reach out. They have those people out there waiting. Okay, there we go. We're back in bans. Okay.
Yeah, first ban for NP will be the Kled instead of the Viego.
Okay.
And SP banning out the Singtao.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on per se, or rather, okay, no. So it was because Colette was their second ban, so they're just more or less just going through with it. Xin Zhao banned out. We kind of pointed this out. One of the tier 1s rising to popularity right now. If you leave it open, very strong early game presence. Very effective at team fighting as well. The way his ultimate works is that anyone outside the circle just doesn't do damage to you. And I think in a sense, you get this pseudo tankiness. Yeah.
I recommend skipping.
I think we're gonna get a Gwen ban. Gwen W just works just like Xin Zhao's ulti.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have that when you have Gwen who just does the exact same?
Well, I would make the argument that Xin Zhao has better early dueling potential.
Yeah.
Gwen has better late game dueling potential, right? We saw how, I think it was Caps on G2 yesterday, just demolish his opponents with the mid lane Gwen. So, won't be surprised if the Gwen is banned out here, as Lee Sin is going to be the final ban for NP. So this forces SP into a weird situation. Are we going to give up Silas or Gwen, right? Or potentially even Mundo if they want to play it.
Yep. I realized we never seen a Mundo ban nor played yet.
Yeah.
I think the players just don't know how to deal with him, or they just don't
Maybe
want
they
to
have
play
a
him.
gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Before the game, they just PM each other on Facebook. No one picked Mundo. Okay, Karma is the final ban here again.
Silas Gwen open?
Yeah, Silas Gwen open.
I think MP should be able to secure the Gwen. Oh, but they look for the AD carry, which is Ezreal.
This is reminiscent of our previous game, if you remember. Lulu and Karma were the bans, coupled with, I think, a Lee Sin, and then the opponent instantly picked Ezreal. Right, so what this tells me is that they understand the value of the Ezreal pick. And don't get me wrong, it's very high tier. We saw towards the late game how the poke was really hurting. With, I think, Divine Sunderer, Mana Mune, and Serelda's Grudge. Those 3 items alone just decimate him, right? Caitlyn into Ezreal, this is a matchup that is Caitlyn favored early on, but all Ezreal wants to do is really just stay out of reach and CS with Mystic Shots. So Caitlyn, if she can get like the kind of lane bully presence in lane, you can punish the Ezreal, coupled with the Senna as well. Like it's very powerful if you are able to get the range advantage and just poke him away.
But Mystic Shots though, they do a lot of damage.
Mystic Shots are the big problem, right?
Yep.
Especially in the late game, because Caitlyn has this mid-game phase where she just doesn't really do anything. And Ezreal still provides something with Divine Thunder. So I think that in the mid to late game, Ezreal might have the advantage here.
Yep. And they look to lock in the Thresh.
Nice. Thresh against Senna is a classic.
I think really Thresh could win Senna, but don't forget, Senna is a Sentinel of Light and
Yeah,
Thresh is on the Ruination side.
Get that lore out of my cast, bro. Get that lore out of my cast. I'm here for the analytical portion. I don't want that lore interfering with my cast. Although it is canon that Senna was able to defeat Thresh, but in the lane alone, in the matchup alone, Thresh is such a strong offensive matchup against against Senna, just because the moment you hit the hook, she's done for, right? No amount of, disengage, quote unquote, is going to keep her safe, as we see the Gwen being locked in on B3. Tamken just disabled, so I don't think they should be able to pick this actually.
Yeah, they may look for a top laner here because of it.
Yep. Okay, Diana is going to
It
be
could be a jungler or mid.
Jungle Diana, I think. Jungle Diana is going to be a play here. Once you see the Gwen, this is when your mind has to start figuring out solutions. Because she's a very good duelist. Are you A, going to one-shot her because she's very squishy? Or B, you find someone that can out-duel her? Which is tough. There's only like...
a few champions.
Yeah, a few champions that actually do that. So maybe you just go for burst. And I think Diana is one of the picks that facilitate the burst. If she's like within your zone, you hit her with the Moonfall, the rest of the team collapses, she dies, right? Inside her Shroud, yes, she does have additional resistances. She can't be targeted, but as long as you're able to lock her down, she will still die.
And we're gonna see Senna's husband being banned out, that being off Lucian.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to lock out the mid laner for MP or even their top laner for the side of SP to ban out.
Yeah, those might be the plays here. As we see
Silas
being banned. Silas, again, one of the few matchups that can duo the Gwen. In terms of effectiveness, you are able to hold your own against the Gwen, just purely because your numbers are better, right? She heals, but you heal faster and harder. She has no CC, you do, right? So in this duo, the Silas is a better matchup, I think.
So maybe SP may look to ban out a certain top lane champion, such that they can look for the fight against Gwen.
Top lane champions here that are valuable. Okay, the Orianna is banned out. Surprising that they are leaning towards the Orianna. Maybe they're worried about the matchup against the Diana. I would have liked to see, like you said, a top lane focused ban to find a good matchup. In the last two, it should have been top lane bans, I think. So at least you can play through top if it's going to be a Gwen top.
Yep.
Right.
Final ban for MP. What would it be?
Are you certain?
And it's a LeBlanc.
Another bursty champion that deals with the Gwen. Between her mobility as well as her chains, it doesn't matter if she's untargetable. If you can hit her inside the zone with your chains, you still lock her down in place. So it's a very problematic matchup for the Gwen. That being said, there are still options here to deal with the Gwen in terms of burst. You could, off the top of my head, I'm thinking what teams are playing. Camille as a duelist is okay in the top lane. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm thinking here, what are the choices that would work?
Maybe what if you what's that called? Malzahar? You just out the
You could lock her in
person,
place with Malzahar. Yeah.
and then your team can come in and then just find the kill on her. Set up the gang for the jungler.
But one big issue here is that because it is Diana, potentially in the jungle instead of mid, you need an AD mid laner. You need an AD mid laner, and you already have an AD top laner. So you need an AD mid laner that's able to burst them down. Maybe Tristana might work, actually. Tristana might be a decent option. You can do Tristana. But then you have triple ADCs, you don't have a tank. The draw from SP looks a bit wonky, in my opinion. Kiana here. And a set being locked in.
Could be a Kiana jungle, but I haven't been seeing those recently.
Yeah, okay, no. Okay, so it's going to be, I think, Gwen jungle, Kiana mid, and set top. Good mix of damage between the set Kiana and Ezreal Gwen. Physical and magic hybrid, right? Thing is, they don't have any good lockdown. They don't have any good crowd control apart from the Thresh, which is problematic.
They do have to set what's that? Phase breaker?
Yeah,
That pulls them in. That's the other thing that can CC.
But how reliable is that, right? How reliable is that really? Okay, so they go for the Renekton here, which it should be a Renekton mid with the Diana jungle and a Camille. So again, we talked about this. If you have an AP jungler, you want AD solo laners just to leverage the mixed damage, makes it tougher for them to itemize.
But I think the Renekton should be the one who comes out on top against the Gwen. You just dash into her Hello Mist, and then you just stun her.
Yeah. The problem is again she is sort of tanky inside the Hello Mist. But yeah, you're right. Renekton is one of those few champions that are very oppressive. They can duel her out early on. In the jungle though, Diana, Gwen also, Diana's able to hold her own and duel against her. So I don't foresee any issues there in that sense. Let's talk win conditions for both teams.
I think SP may look for their solo laners rather than the AD carries.
Yep.
But MP may look for the picks actually.
Yeah, I think the picks on the MP side, like with the Kiana and the Thresh, there are options. 5-on-5 is not really the best. They're going to have to take these fights slow and steady, right? It's not about running in and just hitting them with ultimates. It's about fighting from front to back. So NP will want to fight from front to back or find picks. SP though, they have some nice ultimates that they can combo between Diana, Camille, and Senna. These are, sort of very high impact ultimates. And not to mention, the timing on their power spikes for Camille and Renekton is very similar and very early. Whereas for Gwen, she wants Riftmaker +1 item to feel impactful. Kiana also 1 item, yes. Set, however, wants 2 items, right? So I think there's a power discrepancy in terms of timings, and SP have a stronger earlier timing. The mid to late game timing is not there though. Like Camille and Renekton will fall off.
Yeah. And then but you have the Caitlyn that won't do anything, but you have a Setna. With the out, it sort of gives you like a pseudo barrier to make your champions survive longer, and then you maybe even let your champion even survive the 1v2 with the ganks.
Yep. I'm hoping that this matchup goes well in the bot lane for Caitlyn Senna, because they need the early presence to kind of force Ezreal Thresh away. If they are unable to leverage that, if they're unable to get like any early leads, that lane feels kind of like a stalemate, and then Ezreal Thresh eventually will outscale.
Yeah. Looking at the lanes, Caitlyn Setna against Ezreal Thresh. What do you think will be the play for both sides?
Maybe early cheese. I mean, if you're Ezreal Thresher, you can set up like a early. I would say like, okay, not inherently cheese, but like set up a kill by pushing out early, getting level 2, and then landing a hook on the Senna Caitlyn. So you need that lane prio. But for Caitlyn Senna, in terms of what they want to do, they just want to abuse their range, right? Poke them out, pull over Peacemaker, Qs from Senna, poke them out, and make it so that they can't really
Do
fight.
anything.
Yeah, they can't really do anything, essentially.
I think really SP should have the winning bottom lane, and their solo laners should be able to deal with the MP solo laners. But I think the real
You say
thing-
that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to.
Yeah, but I think it all comes down to which jungle ganks first and helps the laners.
Yeah, today, for the most part, today we've seen a bit more jungle gaps than normal. Previous game was a big statement about jungle gaps,
Yep.
and I think game 1 there was some difference in terms of how the junglers were impacting the map. So this game might not be too different. I think the Gwen, if she's able to pick up the farm, she's very efficient in the jungle. By the way, she doesn't lose a lot of health. If she's able to pick up the items and is able to impact the map, compared to the Diana, that's when NP will get the ball rolling.
And we're about to head into the Summer's Rift, if I'm correct.
Yeah, here we go. Heading on to Summer's Rift, but this is on us first. You had
yeah.
me excited for no reason, Nick. Why you gotta do
timer
this,
was
man?
coming down, man.
Yeah. The kid. There we go. Right. So hopefully we're jumping in soon, right? But
Yeah.
final match. Looking at the draft, looking at the teams, who do you feel is gonna come out ahead? You know my answer because SP's playing. Yeah.
I think it's the ones with the big ultimates like Set, Diana, and Camille, which would be SP. They look like they can do a team fight properly, and they look like they can take the win.
Yeah. Whereas on the side of NP, I feel like they don't necessarily want these big team fights. They just want to skill. They just want to fight, hit their skill shots, and feel good about hitting their skill shots, right?
Yep.
With Ezreal there, it's always the same thing. 1 mystic shot, 2 mystic shot, next thing you know you're half health.
Yep.
That's the.
And then in
the-
late game, it's just one mystic
Yep,
shot. You're
just one
gone.
mystic shot and you're half health. With a true shot barrage, I did. So
Yep.
that's the game plan for MP. We'll see if it pans out though, because it takes a while to get there. And they have to kind of go even and kind of not fall too far behind in team fights first. The problem with playing a scaling comp is if your opponents know how to make use of Rift Herald and Dragon, the snowball starts very quickly.
Yep. You take the permanent buffs of the dragon, rather than you take Baron.
Yeah.
But not to mention, we talked about True Shot Barrage. In Ultimate Spellbook, you
Yes.
can have Jinx and Ezreal out. on the same
Oh,
turn
that
time.
sounds nasty.
You
dude.
just
Yeah.
launch it down. One person is guaranteed to die.
So do you throw the True Shot Barrage first, then the Super Mega Death Rocket?
I think you throw the Death Rocket first, then the True Shot Barrage. Cause
Okay.
that one you can hit first.
Okay,
Then
okay.
your True Shot Barrage can slice through everything.
Okay. Wow, there you go. Ultimate spellbook analysis coming in. I'm a man of culture. I only use Cho'Gath Ultimate. Bigger is better.
There was a guy that wanted to just go late game with Cho'Gath on Blitzcrank, and it's very disgusting.
Because
He
he's
just-
massive. He's massive.
He's
right?
massive. He can hook you, and you can't kill him.
I wonder if the hook scales with size. It probably does, right?
I think so because of the size of the hook just gets bigger.
Yeah. Wow. Hitbox issues, right? Please fix. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on the rift for the final game for today. It's gonna be Neon Polytechnic on the blue side, Singapore Polytechnic on the red side.
Both teams looking to just play it sort of like a standoff side, not gonna go for an early invade or anything.
Jungler's a bit of a Mexican standoff, staring down each other, but it's gonna put the ward down, and Cappuccino's just gonna back off, swap over to the sweeper. Meanwhile, a quick little mistake shot takes off the bone plating. GS99 doesn't want to stick around for that one.
You know, I think one of the strategies that you can do as a support, you go into the bottom lane tower, hit it a few times, you come back in lane with a ward or extra potions.
That's like a bit too high level and too risky though. What if they're waiting for you, bro?
Yeah, but because of how usual people play, they just play in the jungle waiting for you. You go for that early 60 gold, and then that's how you start getting a small lead in the early game.
Look at this guy with the next level min-maxing. What a nerd. What a nerd. Okay.
I mean, I play support champions.
Oh,
more
there we go.
often
There we go.
than,
This is why he knows, guys.
mid lane.
Right, the Kiana versus
Renekton.
Renekton matchup. So no jungle presence early on, as we see the Diana get a leash, and so will the Gwen, and they will be mirroring each other. So both moving and ending up towards the top side. Our focus will now be on the Set versus Camille, whether the jungler can impact this matchup.
It always comes down to the jungle. That's
Yep.
why, in the game, your team starts calling jungle gap because your
Unironically,
jungle
right,
didn't
yeah.
come and gank you, that kind of thing.
Unironically, jungle gap. This is what I'm talking about, right? So you have that range from the Q, and Caitlyn extended pill over Peacemaker.
Oh,
Don't eat the hook! Oh
the hook
no!
lens, the Mystic Shock will be able to connect a big chunk of damage, but the amount of trade that SP can do is a bit too much, I believe.
That's the response, right? Even if you eat a hook, if the wave is pushing up and you have the levels, you're able to like just counterplay that. So very smart coming in from Singapore Polytechnic level 2s to the level 1s of the opponents means that their hook does not mean anything when it connects.
Oh, Renekton may look for a top gank.
What
right
is
here.
this?
I-
Hello?
I think this is an early gank that you look. He doesn't know. He's going in. He dashes forward, forces the flash.
Face
He
breaker
gets
though.
the stun though. And Haymaker survives.
Oh, they ignite! They got him, boys! They got him with the level 2 roam.
I mean, the mid lane ping, he's missing. Right?
Yeah.
So then you should know as a top laner. Alright, guys. Mid lane's missing. I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And you force the TP out again.
Honestly, I thought there was going to be an outplay because he was able to flash Facebreaker and Haymaker, right? And I thought the shield would have been enough, but apparently when you cast the Haymaker, the shield immediately goes off. Like, it wears off very quickly, which is why he died to the Ignite afterwards.
He could have survived,
He could have.
And now SP starts off the game with a 400 gold lead.
Yeah, that mid lane kill, rather mid lane roam into a kill gives him this big advantage, and he's gonna try and contest this, but he's being sandwiched right now. He's gonna slice and dice through, get rooted up in place, and eventually back off. Hold on, a bit of a technical issue
difficulty.
right now. Let's see if I can move over to hopefully
I
get a
can't
better look on
move.
this. Okay, cool. We're back here. So, fight happening in the top jungle. The Gwen is getting caught out. She's gonna have to jump across the wall and get to safety. But again, these are weird, janky roams coming in. Not sure if that's the play coming in for NP, but SP are very proactive on the map. They're able to make things happen.
Yeah, you're looking at their roam. It seems like they want to be able to impact the map more often.
But this is the
without-
early lead we're
game.
talking about, right? The early lead from the Camille and the Renekton. They're able to find everything that they need. Meanwhile, top side, we see a Facebreaker in and another Haymaker, but the Adaptive Shield is good. and the Camille is able to hold her own in this trade. Unfortunately, the early first blood did punish the set a little bit, so he's gonna have to just kind of sit there and take it. Meanwhile,
I think Camille, like the passive, helps her survive.
Mhm.
I think the shield really will be the one that
Yeah.
saves her life. You
I
know,
mean, she times the shield very well, right? It's able to soak, even though it is kind of like true damage, quote unquote true damage. The follow-up damage is what matters for the shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the shield is what it works like a pseudo set haymaker kind of
Yeah,
thing.
but it only blocks physical damage. So like,
So I think it works against set with him doing AD.
yeah, exactly. Let's see another cheeky gang coming in, spotted out by the ward, but they are gonna force this one here, trying to jump in. As the Diana will not find the range to do so, Gwen is here to find the answer. Meanwhile, it forces disengage from the side of Singapore Polytechnic. They don't want to stick around for this. Every time they see the Gwen, they're like, nope, out of here, don't want to fight. And this is going to be the end of that kind of skirmish. Rotations coming out from the Thresh into the mid lane. He wants to put another ward down. We'll spot out the control ward and clean that one up. Looking for the all-in here. Here's the call. The Meek, the shield coming in from the Lantern. It's not enough. And that is going to be the kill for the Renekton. Now popping the Dominus, looking to chase on in. Just for good measure, the health bonus from the ultimate keeps him topped up. Keeps him healthy, keeps him safe. He's still going to be able to push in the mid-tier 1 with the Diana. Meanwhile, a flay back in. Another turret shot. No! Okay, he's barely going to survive. Oh my goodness, that had me clenching just a little bit too much. Unfortunate, but Nick is on a timeout right now.
I can't
So, yeah,
see anything.
Nick is on a timeout right now, so I'm just gonna be holding my own here, casting this.
I got Nocturne ulti.
Yeah, Nocturne ulti basically. Unfortunate, but things happen. Now, looking for the jump in on the top lane. It's a 2v2. Oh my goodness, the damage from the snip, the needlework. They get the kill, and now they're turning onto the Diana. The Camille's already dead. Meanwhile, she has to run for her life. The flash across the wall gets her to safety. Diana is not sticking around for this one. She's, in fact, going to move over to the Crux. So I'm not sure if that is the smart play. She's going to get jumped here. Electrocute proc. They're chasing. They want it so bad. The W. Oh no, the ultimate, but not enough damage to get the kill. And now there's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. No, an execute coming out. She was unable to find a counter kill.
She doesn't get the last hit though.
Unlucky, Nick. Unlucky. It's okay. You see, these are the times where you hashtag worth because you got executed.
You go for that 1-for-1 trade,
Yeah.
but you just get executed.
Worth. Hashtag worth. Now, the big problem though, Nick, is the Renekton in mid, right?
Yep.
2-0-0. Still a big issue for the squad of Neon Poly because we talked about this early game, the Camille and Renekton. Both of them are sort of kind of online right now.
I believe you talked about the early power spikes for Camille and Renekton.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to show in play. He has the 2-kill lead.
Yep.
And then you really can't do much.
Dude, earlier he just slapped the Kiana in a 1-on-1, right? Even the Thresh coming in was like, nope, I'm out of here. I don't want to stick around for this fight. Facebreaker in. He uses the hook shot to try and jump onto the set.
I think the Haymaker was just a bit too early there.
Yeah. He's just like, you know what? If you want to jump in, it's fine. I'm just going to punish you. We're all cool. Alright, Paranoia done. Paranoia over. We're back on in.
Yep. That's a very long Nocturne ulti.
Yep. Nerf, riot, please. Rito.
Right, so SP still has the 400 gold lead. They're still pretty even in CS. 2 kills on each side, but here comes the dragon. Oh, I believe the TP goes down.
Yeah, it was a TP, not really a
Oh, he
juice,
goes
not
for a
really
gank.
It was no, it was just a Gwen coming in, right? No TP, no nothing. Apologies if we're a bit off center right now. Just to provide some context, we were blinded by the lights,
Yep.
and well, that's gonna be the Mountain Dragon being taken right now by.
He goes in
Singapore
for the
Polytech.
fight, gets the stun. He doesn't allow Kiana to just jump over the wall like that. We're not gonna allow that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
now 3 members of SP is on the mid lane.
Dude, as a mid laner, like I empathize so much with the Kiana. Like Hart must hate his life, right? Already went down in a 1v1 solo, and now he brings 2 clowns over to make my life even worse. Like, come on, guys, give me a break,
You
right?
just make the mid lane suffer. My
Yeah.
friend always who plays mid lane, he always questions, why am I getting ganked
Yeah.
by 7 people
Yeah.
at once?
I have 2 teammates that come in that do absolutely nothing, eat my CS, and then walk away. Reported instantly. Now SP here with this 200 gold lead. It's not inherently big enough for them to snowball. They need to start looking for these kills again with the Renekton, again with the Camille, and Right now, the play seems to be in the top lane as we
Yeah.
can see the
Oh,
Diana coming.
gets
Hook
the
shot!
stun. He jumps in, Hextech Ultimatum. There's nothing you can do. Your RKO can't save you, but true damage may do. They go flash, but the... Wait, what's that champion? Diana secures the kill with a kill. And now, she's looking for a fight with Kiana.
Jumping in, the Kiana does not have the ultimate right now. In fact, they used it earlier to kill the Renekton. So overall, 1-for-1 trade. Like you said, the Diana got the kill, but he used a lot for that one. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, posturing aggressively, NP looking like they want to do this.
But
Ooh,
they
fancy
missed all
feet.
the skill shots.
Fancy feet. You love to see that. Ooh, that hook was a bit
Nearly
too close.
missed.
SP now, they need to hold their own, need to find some advantages on some part of the map, because every time they make a play, there is a response from NP. Is this bot lane where SP can find something? Because in terms of CS, they're only even. They're not really bully out their opponents. As True Shot Barrage
Cuts
is
their
gonna
health.
cut 2 people in half and get big value out of that. If you hit 1, it's good. You hit 2, it's like stonks.
Yes, dividends coming back, and then but then you still have your, who's that? Wait. Setna that
Yeah.
can just heal back your ADC and your health back. So the True Shot Barrage, it gets the stonks, but
Yeah.
it's the it gets kind of like
Diminishing
nullified.
stonks, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only temporary stonks. Yep, the heal is there. You can see that the Caitlyn, also with fleet footwork, is going to be able to heal up. Has the biscuits as well. So that's very valid in terms of the sustain.
I think the CS leads have been coming into play right here. MP has the CS lead. They get the amount of the gold lead in favor of them,
Oh,
and now they look for a gank at bottom.
Gwen coming
Gwen
in.
coming in, that they get rooted, misses the hook. Gwen goes in for the Setna, goes invisible. I believe the box has been used. No one's gonna step into it, as
Oh well.
I think that's just a wasted ulti for the trash.
Still, you can see another big rotation coming down from the Kiana. Immediately doubles back, says, nope, I don't want to be here. The rotation in from the Diana, like you called out, is able to suppress the gank, although a lot of ultimates were used and a lot of summer spells were used as well. It was a heal burnt on the side of the Caitlyn, and I believe an exhaust from the Senna. So the side that comes out ahead in that gank is going to be NP, and they're not letting up pressure anytime soon. You can see that Cappuccino is still looking for stuff inside the jungle, looking for potentially
A gank,
a forced
maybe.
play here. Yeah, a gank or a dive, and they don't have the window just yet. Rotating to mid instead. Oh, big ultimate.
Big ulti. He gets the stun. Now here comes the Gwen. He pops the ult. Gwen misses the ult as well.
Needlework
Pops it
in.
again.
The last shot.
Won't be Hextech Ultimatum used to save his life. Camille sacrificing the life for the Renekton, but it could be a 2-for-1. He goes in big health field right there, and they both get shut down. Now the gold lane is back into SP.
Yeah, that was a big fat ultimate coming in from the Diana, right? And find a top laner that loves you as much. No, find a partner in life that loves you as much as the Camille loves the Renekton. Dude, he sacrificed himself with the Hextech Ultimatum just to make sure he lives and comes in for the counterplay of the Diana.
Yeah.
That is actually insane.
When I was playing solo queue with Johan, this feels like it.
Yeah.
You,
Well, he's
you don't
sacrificing
know-
himself for you?
You don't know when which side is winning. It's both
right.
equal. It's like a heartbeat up and down.
Yep. Oh, this is exactly what my heartbeat would be if you attach the monitor to my chest. And SP are the ones with the lead for now, momentary leads, alright? Still, all things considered, their composition, they do need like a big explosion of gold early on to really feel impactful. This is not enough just yet. 4-1-0, the Renekton is carrying most of the advantages as far as we can see, with a double shutdown earlier. Can he make this gold work for him is the question. He needs to find something with this advantage. Otherwise, SP is just going to fall by the wayside, because slowly but surely, the side of Neon Poly is scaling up. Zed is starting to pick up items, Gwen is starting to pick up items, and surprise, surprise, Ezreal is starting to pick up items.
Yep. And you see, even on the top side, the true damage is enough. The shield will come in. But I think what really matters on the top lane is that Parch.
Yep.
It allows Camille to trade so efficiently to the point where even though you're losing CS, I can set up a gank for my jungler to come help me.
Yep.
And look at that. True damage doesn't even do anything, as Camille gets a very good trade in the top lane. Maybe Phase Breaker could be used to pull her back in, but Gwen will be there just to start the Rift Herald.
This should be going down really quickly. They will be trading the Rift Herald for the Ocean Dragon here. And this is the second one. So we kind of talked about this also. SP, they have these kind of ways that they want to play out their, to account for the lack of a late game. And one way is scaling with Dragon Soul and Elder Dragon. Even if your composition does not do well in the late game, being able to pick up those objectives, being able to scale into Elder is just a big way for you to win, and I don't think they can really find anything here. Smart moves from the Kiana to dive away. They will see 2 members on the top side though. This is very dicey for Camille. I don't think she wants to stick around here, Nick.
Especially when the Herald's used. There's 3 and the Herald. Nothing you can do. He tries the best to get out, gets pushed back into the out, tries her best to survive, but it won't be enough. As he goes hugs the ultimate and goes unstoppable for a while.
And meanwhile, the bot side, hello?
Hello, what's happening? The trash doesn't... He just gets away to tell the tale.
Oh man, that is...
And the hook
Oh no! No! Not like this, SP.
And
You're breaking my heart.
He goes in, he
my
wants
heart.
the kill.
Okay, the last basic shot doesn't hit, but SP, you are breaking my heart. They lose so much on both the top and bottom half of the map, and they might just get this inhibitor as well. Oh no!
This may be the fastest game of the Campus Legends.
No, they can't end this. They just want to hit chip damage, right? And that Herald, dude, got 1 charge off the top tier 1.
Get the charge
On
on
tier 2, and then you get the charge on the hit big value as the reactor comes in. Okay, they get that one.
They
TP
get
in.
TP though. They may lose this as they have TP is being matched. Haymaker is not gonna be used. He goes in for the RKO, but here comes Camille. Gets the stun off. Haymaker being used. Big damage, but it's enough to find the Renekton. And now it sets on the pursuit. Gets the root. Camille won't be able to follow up, I believe. And here comes Set now with that range. She's gonna run away, and that's another stun. There's nothing you can do with that chain CC.
Yep, so good coming in. It was a bit touch and go for a second there. When he turned around with the big Haymaker, I was like, oh no. SP, you're gonna break my heart again, but they were able to chain the CC like you
jumps
said.
over the wall, gets the out off, gets the stun, chain CC to death.
Solo Bolo coming in for the Kiana. Heart says, you want to gank my lane, guys? Really? You want to do me dirty in the laning phase? I'm gonna find you in the jungle and I'm gonna kill you.
He's just that one guy.
Yeah.
I know where you are. I'm coming to find you.
He's less taken, more John Wick at this point.
And now you see the goalie is now back in NP favor. And then watch it be again back in SP when they take a good team fight.
I don't know. You say that, but SP, they might have just, kind of crossed the Rubicon, so to speak, because their composition does not do well playing from behind. I think for the most part, it's very difficult for them to take good team fights when they are this far behind, and the
Hook
hook
over the wall nearly lands.
You could feel that one. You could feel that one on your legs. Another
And
true shot barrage.
Lands
no
one, not
stunts.
enough. It goes in. I think he's a bit... Oh, he good lantern there. But trash.
But
Good
again,
read on
this
the
is,
situation,
this
you
is
know?
what I highlighted during the draft phase. SP, if they don't have massive goal leads, they can't really take fights because of all the kind of tools that the enemies have. And here, you're kind of stuck defending this lane that has no
Towers.
inhibitor turret, right? At any point, there's going to be your inhibitor down. And how do you play that from
RKO
there?
back of the tower, force the ulti. Haymaker you use, the stun will be able to connect, but Diana on the back line finds Gwen maybe, and then Ezreal gets the kill onto Renekton. Hex the ultimatum used onto the Gwen. Ooh, good come from the Kiana to save the life.
Yeah, that was a big supreme display of talent coming from the Kiana. That's our alternate name, by the way. Just hitting 3 members into the wall and being able to turn that fight around. It was kind of, again, it seems like SP are able to take these fights to start it off. But because their comp does not do well from behind, they're unable to close out these kills because they need explosive goal leads to make things happen. They don't have that. They can't take these fights, and every time NP shows up, they're able to turn the tides on Singapore Polytechnic because they don't have the goal, because they don't have the snowball.
Yeah, and then now this is starting to feel like the IT College Central game, where NP just be
Yikes.
like, I can fight anyone, anywhere.
Big yikes as we saw the set looking to push down that inhibitor, but it's like 18.5 minutes in the game. The respawn timers are so low that you don't get any time alone. It's impossible to solo push just by himself, but the good news is, for him, items-wise, build-wise, he is leagues ahead of the Camille. He's just going to be fine sitting in lane against the Camille and split pushing in the top lane if he wants to.
I think now SP realize, oh, Gwen can heal off her Q. I need to buy execution as calling now.
And they're starting to start piling that up. There's no way they let this one go.
Look, again, they want to fight anyone, anywhere. Tries her best to get out. He gets rooted, however, but the turret's there. Maybe survive, but gets a good stun. Won't be able to survive this as the needlework just stitches her up.
Good kill coming in. I think that was a Stalker's Blade too, or Prowler's Claw rather, excuse me, from the Kiana. So she has like double gap closes, which makes it so difficult to run away from her. Coming in here though,
Maybe even a dive, you know.
it's a set. It's still a solo set, so we're not that far in the game where he's able to jump 2 on the turret. Problems are there for Singapore Polytechnic. They can't defend this tier 1, so they have to back off.
Yeah, and then now MP, because they lost the first 2 dragons, they now get to secure their upcoming dragons, you know.
Oh,
And
looking
they
for
make-
this.
They look for a fight, but Kiana gets chunked out. Look
Oh
in the
no!
jungle. Renekton Force
Renekton,
can't
no!
even get out. He goes for the fight, gets the boxed. He can't do anything. He's just slowed, can't fight anything.
one
And
shot!
Ezreal,
Oh
the
man,
Kiana just gets the kill.
the one shot on the Caitlyn is straight up nasty.
You stepped up a pixel too much.
Yep. And that's the thing about the Kiana, right? People forget that when you have the mountain element attuned, it does missing health damage as well. Like bonus missing health damage. So if you're like below 20%, if you're at 30%, she will one-shot you with Stalkers, either Prowler's Claw as well as the Q. So this is the big problem right now that you have to deal with if you are playing up against the Kiana.
And you know what makes it more even of a threat? Is the Cloud Dragon.
Yes. Yeah.
And now Kiana can just fight everyone. You just pop the out. 30 seconds later, I have out again. And now they're looking for the Baron with just 2 people.
They have the sustain coming in from the Gwen. So this is one of those things that you can do between Gwen and Set. She will tank and just heal up with the snip. And then Set being Set just has ridiculous numbers. Like base numbers alone, insanely high regen. And then he's able to tank through everything with the Haymaker. So don't think that SP will find this. Nope, just goes down. They put a ward, but the recall's already done. Final nail in the coffin here, I think, for SP. NP are looking to close this one out.
Yep. Especially when your top turrets are down, your mid turrets nearly gonna die.
Yikes.
It's all you're left is like the mid tier 2 and bottom tier 2 as well.
Yep. And all they have to do really on the NP side is just play it slow. Send the Set to one lane, the Kiana to another lane, because we've been seeing her just solo kill people left, right, and center. Once you have all those in order, it's pretty much, dotting the I's and crossing the T's and closing out the game from there.
You look, even though the set now, I feel she's not picking up her souls. I think that could be an issue that comes to the set now where she doesn't have enough stacks. Like
She's
look at
trying
that.
to, yeah.
She has 58 stacks now at 20 minutes.
It's not good.
It's not
Yeah.
good.
You normally want like 75 to like 90 at this point. Oh, hook in.
Hulk over the wall, goes in for the dive. Box will be used. Won't be enough damage as he lives to tell another. Lives to survive. Lives to death. Never mind. He lives with a sliver of health, kind of thing.
Okay, so Baron buff pushing in mid tier, mid inhibitor. They're looking to close out this one. Like I said, split push is there. Send Set to one lane. You could have Kiana on top, but they realize, hey, we can just walk to top after we push in the mid lane. There's no real reason for us to split up, especially because they want to force these fights with the Kiana ultimate. So now they will walk over. The Gwen is going to take the inhibitor in top lane. The final inhibitor in bot lane should fall here as well. And
Now, double
SP.
super minions.
Oh, Moonfall in. They're looking for the final fight.
Yep. Oh, look at the amount of stuff. They just get cut down. They do pick up a shutdown on the Caitlyn. And now Caitlyn may even find the other onto the Set. But Set's Haymaker is way too much. Set gets stunned. And look on the tower. They just get shredded. Hook nearly lands. Forces the flash. And there's nothing you can do as SP. As NP looks to close out the game and prove themselves that they are the dominant team here.
Yep, they just won the last kill for the KDA. Snip is the name of the game here as Neon Polytechnic. They will defeat their brethren from the West. SP breaking my heart in this game. Unfortunate, but it will be so. The early game went well for them, but again, the win conditions were what? Get ahead early, snowball, and win team fights. When you're unable to do that, when you're unable to really find anything, this is when, Neon Poly are so confident taking these fights.
And then because of that, you lost your early game. Like you said, it allows them to win their fights. And now you even look at the Kiana.
Yeah.
She's an assassin. She can just be alone by herself.
Yeah, I mean, the way they found those fights between the Gwen and the Kiana, it's just like, who are you going to send to really deal with them, right? You don't have a good answer. You don't have a good reply to really fight 1v1 or even 2v2 for that matter when the Gwen joins in. It's a very big problem, and I think this is why we've seen Gwen being banned so much or picked so often in other tournaments, is because when she does pick up those items, it's the Rift Maker into the Cosmic Drive that feels so good because she has Ability Haze, she has a certain amount of Spell Vamp or like Omni Vamp, and she also has like movement speed coming from the Cosmic Drive. So it's all very problematic.
Yep. You know, back in the I think last season, Hextech Gunblade could be
My favorite item.
Yeah, it was sad that they removed it.
Because I used to one trick Akali like
Ah.
last season, the season before, when they just reworked her, and like you had to like you just rush Hextech Gunblade, you know.
Mhm.
And I think it's in a similar vein. That's the same problem, right? Once she gets the item, it unlocks her kit so much more. The sustain is there, sticking power is there, dueling power is there. Yeah.
Yep.
So it is a troublesome pick, and I think the SP kind of glossed over it. They kind of looked over it. They forgot how obnoxious it could be, and they paid the price. They really paid the price. Yeah. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, SP broke my heart. They will drop game number 3 of today, and well, Neon Polytechnic, they'll be moving ahead in the standings. Let me check out my little red book to see how we are in terms of overall. So, as my book tells me, it seems as though Neon Poly will be at 4-1 right now, tied with IT College Central, your school,
Mhm.
in second place. SIM 5-0 right now, still sitting at first. And of course, you know, the rest of the teams just chasing the pack leaders, trying their best to keep up.
Yep.
And I think today's results kind of tell us a story about how Group A is going to develop, right?
Yep.
You have these teams at the top, just untouchable, looking very dominant, and then teams that are struggling, you know, to really keep up.
Mhm. And then because of that, it sets the stage where the top 4 are really gonna be in the end
Mhm.
for the knockout stage.
Yeah, the top 4 from each side, definitely ready, definitely on point. And speaking of ready, if you guys have been, you know, diligent in voting who you thought was going to win the matches for today, well, time to find out who actually won the KM300. I'm going to pick that up right here and we'll put it on my screen, on my lap, as we see the winner for today of this very lovely KM300 keyboard, courtesy of Lenovo. Keyboard and mouse combo, courtesy of Lenovo. Drum roll, please.
I don't have a drum.
You're so lousy at this, dude. You're so lousy at this. Okay. Lack of a drum roll aside, let's take a look at the winners for the giveaway, and it should be up on the screen very soon. It's gonna be Guppy Fish that won the keyboard. Congratulations, Guppy Fish, and I'm sorry my co-caster was unable to give you an appropriate drum roll. At least give her or him a round of applause. Hey, 掌声鼓励. Alright, a member of the team will be reaching out to you to find out, or rather get in touch so that you can collect your prize. And I believe that is all she wrote for our week number 5 of League of Legends. Let's take a look at the brackets and how everything has panned out so far, the standings of Group A and Group B, so we can get a bigger picture of how Campus Legends League of Legends Edition is panning out. Now, like we said, Group A, SIM, top of the table, IT College Central and MP tied for second, and SMU at 4th place, or 3rd place rather, with SP at 5th, IT College West, and RP not looking too hot, and Kaplan, like we said, struggling to find their first win.
Yep. I think Group B looks pretty alright. The top 4 should be able to go into the knockout stage. You know, you have the potential, and you know maybe it's time you take a little break and then you just prove to your opponents. Yeah, we've done a little training.
Yeah.
We can prove to you we proved. Okay, I can't. I don't know what to say.
Okay, we just did receive word that not all the matches are updated and played, so this will carry on updating as we go along. And if you guys are interested to find out more, head on over to the Campus Legends Facebook page as well as the Skoga Facebook page. We also do have a TikTok that you can watch the matches on every week. Not to mention, we also have a Instagram page where we do giveaways. I believe in the past couple of weeks we were giving away a $100 Uniqlo gift card. So
Yep.
very awesome stuff. If you guys are not keen into all that, do head on over to all our social media channels. Everything Campus Legends and Skoga related will be there. So a lot of awesome stuff to be won as well. This has been, you know, week 5 of Campus Legends League of Legends Edition. Tomorrow we take on Campus Legends Mobile Legends Bang Bang Edition. So that's gonna be fun. I'll have another caster with me here, and I'll be dressed up in my best Sunday, you know, church attire to bring you guys all the games. But for now, I've been Hungry Cast. Alongside me has been Gobstay. Thank you so much for tuning on behalf of production, the ops team, the players, everyone that really put effort into Campus Legends. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to practice social distancing, get your vaccine, and stay safe out there. See you guys tomorrow, same time. Have a great weekend.
Bye bye.